Ready to shine inside out? Welcome to Polished Beauty Podcast, where ambition meets empowerment. We talk business, beauty, brain, body. I am your host, Dr. Daisy Ayim, triple board certified cosmetic surgeon and OBGYN. Let's get polished. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Daisy. I am really excited about this particular episode because I have here a phenomenal physician, phenomenal businesswoman, a phenomenal thought leader, and she brings so much wealth of knowledge and information. So we're going to focus on so many things today, but we're going to condense it to 5. I want you to welcome Dr. Sonya Kim. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Daisy.
Yes, I love so many things about you. You're ER physician, you've pivoted into being an expert in women's health. You have a concierge practice that a lot of doctors would love to do that. Just kind of tell me a little bit about that transition.
ER physician.
Wow.
So I used to work in level 1 trauma centers and saving lives on the front line, which was great when I was in my 20s. And then I realized, well, am I going to do this for the rest of my life or do I want to do something different? So I did a few different things, including getting a double MBA from Columbia Business School and UC Berkeley Haas, focusing on entrepreneurship and finance and marketing. After that, I built 5 companies in startup jungle in Silicon Valley, helping seniors. The most recent one was about helping seniors with dementia live better using medical VR, which was a cutting edge technology at the time. So I established thought leadership in that field. We were featured on The Economist as one of the most innovative thought leaders in that field. So that was an amazing journey. Oh, many years later, pivoted again, once again, to focus on women's health and men's health to help men and women over 40 live better and find themselves again.
Didn't I tell you she was amazing and phenomenal? You hear all those accolades, right? So the fact that you worked with dementia, obviously you work with elderly patients or, not even elderly because dementia can happen to some that are younger. So to make this a very power session, because you come with so much breadth of knowledge, give us your top 5 things that you need to thrive in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and basically live it.
Great question. Thank you so much, Dr. Daisy. So first, when I see my patients, I usually start from the basic. So sleep is not optional. Sleep is not luxury. Sleep is a necessity. It's a requirement for us humans. Sleep is when our body is healing from within. Sleep is when our brain is detoxing. Sleep is when our gut is healing from within. And so that's where I start. And so, one of the tangible things that I can give it to your audience is, are you going to bed at 10 p.m. every night? It's really hard for those of us who have a lot going on in our lives. I'm not married, but for those of you who are married and have a couple of kids and whatnot, and you have a full-time job and a husband, that's a full set of workload right there every day, rinse and repeat. And I know it's really hard, but going to sleep at 10 p.m. every night will actually do wonders for your resetting your hormones, cortisol, melatonin, so on and so forth, and helping your HPA axis to actually regulate better. So that's where I usually start. So that's number 1, sleep. Number 2 is I look at your gut microbiome and your gut health in general by doing Genova's gut microbiome check test. We call it GI effect. And there's some other testing that I do, KBMO's diagnostic test to look at food sensitivity and whatnot. Because many of us are sensitive to certain food, but we don't know what we're allergic to or sensitive to. And there's a difference between a food allergy versus food sensitivity. So we dig deeper into the gut health optimization because I believe that when you fix your gut, I can fix your hormone much easier and much faster. And so that's the order that I do. So I do the gut health optimization. So that's number 2. So sleep and gut health. And then number 3 is hormone health. So as we age, we lose our, so as we age in women, we lose our estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and we falter. We feel not as strong and we feel cranky sometimes. We get hangry when we don't eat our meals at the right time. And we have all kinds of symptoms. There are over 70 symptoms that women can experience during perimenopause, which can last up to 7 to 14 years prior to menopause. And then you have the rest of your life to enjoy your postmenopausal symptoms. So that's the woman's side. Men have testosterone, and testosterone levels start declining as they age, and it happens very gradually, right? It happens very gradually. And they start losing muscle. We call it sarcopenia in medicine. And so 2% muscle loss is what happens in men. No matter how many days a week they go to the gym and lifting weight, they can't seem to build the weight,
Yeah.
right? Build the muscle. And that's because it's due to aging and declining hormones. So what I do for these men and women is basically looking at their hormone levels, listening to their stories, because everybody has their own stories
Yeah.
and journey, and personalizing their BHRT, which is bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, to help them reset their body so that they can regain their balance and
Yeah.
restore their homeostasis. So that's what I do. So we got sleep, gut health, hormone health.
Yeah.
And then we got mitochondria health, which is helping you make ATP and giving you more energy for your cell. So this is about cellular energy for all of your cells in the body. We need ATP made in the cell to function properly. And as we age, our mitochondria is getting old too, and they get tired, and we need more of cofactors because we don't have enough magnesium in our body, and we don't have enough zinc in the body. So as a functional medicine specialist, I also look at NutriVal test from Genova, looking at your micronutrient deficiencies, and then addressing the micronutrient deficiency actually helps me address your fatigue and brain fog and things like that. And then the fifth things that I would look at is your social life. Socialization is part of your wellness, part of your well-being. And I think today in America, we have so many adults suffering from social isolation,
Loneliness. Yeah.
and it's kind of a taboo subject. And people accept depression and anxiety before they will accept loneliness, because you don't want to say, hi, I'm so and so and I feel lonely. They feel like it's a taboo. Whereas
Correct.
they'll come out and say, yeah, I have depression and anxiety. I'm on 3 different antidepressants and none of them are working. Have you checked the hormone lately? So that's what I would say is the 5 key things to look at to optimize your health, to regain balance and restore your.
Yes, that's really beautiful and powerful. And I just want to touch on the loneliness, because having my brick and mortar practice, I have women that come to see me once a year, and that's the only outing they have. So when they come to the woman exam, they make it known, they're either widowed or they stay alone or don't have much of a social circle. So they really take joy in coming to that office visit. And in turn, we make it a point to really give them a moment, take our time talking to her, let her be in the office as long as she wants. We chat about stuff that is much to do about nothing, but I understand that feeling. So yes, loneliness is real, and so many people suffer from it.
So you're an angel.
Is that what we are? Is that what we are as physicians?
You have the angelic touch. You're not just giving them medical service, you're giving them a
little more, because talking and interaction is a human thing. In some cultures, it's funny, not really funny. I was watching somewhere, and in Japan, you can rent a friend. You can rent, if you want a friend, you can rent someone. If you want to have an elderly person, you can rent them. So people volunteer for the services. And I thought that was such a brilliant idea.
Great idea.
Yeah. Here in the U.S., I don't know if we have enough people to rent, because we're a larger nation, So this has been fantastic. I think my audience is really going to appreciate this power brain session of the top 5 you need to thrive in your later stages in life. There's always one thing I ask all my guests. Final question, and it's basically, because this podcast is all about ambition meets empowerment, right? So what's that one bold thing, or that bold moment or thought, whatever it was, that was so bold that has allowed you to be where you are today? If you had to look back.
That's a great question. Because I've done so many different things.
Yes.
So many different pivots. The one bold decision.
Yes.
It is when I made a decision to found my last company, One Caring Team, where I wanted to address social isolation in seniors with Human Kindness Program, which I designed and launched successfully. And that Human Kindness Program was all about connecting caring listeners who I recruited and trained and certified, using our platform to basically call seniors who are in assisted living and nursing homes who are lonely, and giving them a care call 2-3 times a week, letting them know that somebody truly cares about them. And they would follow my protocol to check in on them so that they're eating every meal, they're going to their cardiologist appointments, they're taking their medication, and they're moving around so they're not just sitting at home. but the movement and exercise is important for
Yeah.
seniors. And so those basic things, and I was quite successful when I launched in San Francisco many years ago. And so I would say that was a really one big bold movement to really go out there and help these seniors in our community. Because the whole time I was working gazillion hours a day, 12 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, and my heart was full. I was exhausted physically, but my heart was always full because whenever we went to visit them, they were in tears because they
Aw.
were so grateful that our team of caring angels, I should say, have reached their heart to let them know that there's a small group of us who truly care about you. And so that was my big goal.
That is the sweetest thing ever. I always say this, kindness is the grandest gesture you can give another humankind, just being kind. So thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure. Thank you for asking such a great question.
Ah, it's been lovely having you here, Dr. Kim. I really appreciate you. And you guys, we've been polished. I hope you enjoyed this episode and thank you for listening. Video recording of this episode will be featured on our YouTube channel, Dr. Daisy Ayim. We are also found on Instagram at Polished Beauty Podcast or at Dr. Daisy Ayim. Remember, new episodes drop every Wednesday, so stay tuned. Please like, share, follow.